All right, good afternoon once again. Thank you again one more time for joining. Let's jump into why we are here today. Now, we can all not deny the fact that data is actually taking a very major or playing a very important role in our lives personally, or let's say on an industry, or let's say on a global scale. We are seeing the revolution in which data is bringing to the nations and the let's say other countries across the world. We are looking at how businesses are now trying to revolutionize the way they operate, the way they actually make decisions. Most importantly, that is one of the major things organizations are looking out for. How do we make very good use of data to make important decisions? Today, we are going to see how we are going to be a part of that professional pool of people that are needed to lead that innovations in with this industries, and most importantly, how to take advantage of the skill organizations are utilizing to make their mark, especially in this data revolutionized, I would always say, environment. Hence, today we are actually rolling out the certification program that is the certified business data analyst. We are going to jump into what it is shortly. But before we get into that, all right, I want to first discuss some few things, or a bit better still, some few things I would love us to pay very great attention to so that we kind of have order and actually make best use of the moment. So it's for some few minutes, the few minutes we are going to share here with you, please make sure you are muted all at all times, right? Make sure your video is switched off. The reason is sometimes when you have your video turned on, it kind of interrupts with the session. It's kind of make the network at your end lag, and maybe there is an important information that we will be sharing that you might miss out on. So to be sure, to make sure you do not miss out on that, please make sure your video is turned off. We will try as much as possible that in the next 45 minutes, we are going to finish with this presentation. We would only exceed if there are questions coming in and we need to make sure we answer these questions, right? All right, next most important thing, please, if you have any question whatsoever as the presentation is ongoing, do well to put your questions in the comment section. I am very well open to answer any questions you may have or clarify any point you might seek clarity on, and I'm here to help you do that. Unfortunately, this presentation deck we are sharing here, we are actually presenting to you can see on your screen, it's not actually up to share. We can share it with you, but most importantly, the good thing here is that once this once this info session is done, we are going to share a link to the info session so that you can actually revisit this video if the need may be. Now, I have already most importantly shared with us the rules concerning this. I just want to run you through the agenda for this evening. For right, we are first going to talk about CBDA. Why is it so important? Why are we here broadcasting that you should register? Why are we doing that? We're going to enter into that shortly. All right. Also, we are going to look at the benefits that comes with CBDA. What does it mean for you to be registered? What does it mean for you to have this certification? We are going to get into that very shortly. Most importantly, we are going to look at the exam blueprint. So, of course, yes, exams, one thing the institution they are very much aware of is to test your thinking ability, to test your ability to be able to, resolve issues or actually be able to answer certain specific questions concerning this data. Well, today would actually be rolling out. We are going to go through that in a bit. All right. So please get ready. If you still have anyone that you believe this info session is going to be of great deal to them, please, we've sent out the link, the same link you used to join. Please do well to share on your WhatsApp platforms. Most importantly, if you have friends that are interested to do well, to share it with them. Now, quickly before we go, maybe during this session, one way or the other, you joined, but you didn't have the time to ask the questions, or maybe time didn't permit us to be able to maybe get to you whatsoever. Please, there is a WhatsApp line that is showing on your screen. You can text us 24/7, and we would definitely get back to you on any questions you may have. Please, is that okay? So, for example, sorry for what you see on your screen. These are the WhatsApp lines 020-624-8120. You can reach out to the number, the 24/7 on the standby to answer whatsoever questions you may have. We have 020-624-8193. You can also send your messages to this number, and we would surely return, or better still, reply your messages on whatsoever questions you may have. Now, I would want to introduce to you Blossom Pro. So Blossom Pro is part of the Blossom Academy that we know. It's actually a subsidiary of Blossom Academy. Our major goal here is to make sure we are actually enhancing our participants with globally recognized competencies. And I think some of us will attest to the fact that if you want to, let's say, enroll in certain specific university. I want us to use this analogy so that we understand why we call this globally recognized competency. There are some cases where certain schools or certain universities would want to attest the fact that the university you went to is actually up to their standard. Those that do not believe in our university most of the times would cause us to maybe take some specialized exams like the SATs and all that to just get us before they can test that we are able to speak or understand their English, the level they do, and all that. You know, it's sometimes become those requirements you need to assess in order to assess these universities and all that. But when it comes to Blossom Pro, our goal is to make sure that the kind of competencies and the skills we are training you in is globally recognized one. You can be in Ghana and still be taking remote jobs from, let's say, in the international space. With respect to this certification we are talking about, it actually allows you to even access remote jobs in the US, in Canada, I mean, in South Africa, all over the world, right? Because of the kind of exposure this certification has. It gives you that in global exposure, all right? And the major thing, one philosophy that surrounds this certification is to make sure that whatever skill we are enhancing or giving you, you are able to use that skill to solve real world problems. We are solving real world problems that would give us that advantage, that will give you that advantage. Because I always say that the value you are able to produce at whatsoever organizational level you are is actually in response to your ability to solve major problems. Organizations exist for two major things: to uncover opportunities and, most importantly, solve problems. So if your skill that we are enhancing you with is in direct line of these business goals and visions that they do have, then it puts you at a very, very good stage to be able to land these jobs, right? As a data professional, right? In this space. So one of the things we are going to do is to enhance you with these real world capability of solving problems, right? You are able to solve real world problems and all that. That is one of the major things we stand for here at Blossom Pro. Good. Now, beyond the technical training, right? What we do is to make sure, one, we set you up with people who have set you up with experts in this field who would guide you on the best approach to make use of this certification we are actually giving you. We would also be actually supporting you career wise. Like, what are the things you have to do? As I speak to you, there is a webinar coming on. We have an expert who is going to walk us through how best to make use of this certification program and all that. So stay tuned. I know marketers are actually on board. They would be throwing in the date for this webinar. So trust me, as we are moving along, our major goal is to make sure that as you are earning this certification, you are not just earning it or just writing an exam to earn something you can just put at the back of your mind and just leave it there. No, no, we are making sure and making you accountable for that certification. We are making sure we are getting you to the places and spaces that will make sure that certification you've earned actually matters. And that is why we are here. Someone will say, we are here for you. We are here to make sure you are advancing career wise. You are also earning good salary, most importantly, and also having skill that you can apply or you can utilize anywhere you find yourself. So if you're someone here and you're looking forward to maybe one day traveling or relocating to any part of the world, guess what? If you have this certification, we make you actually get to enjoy that benefit of that credibility wherever you find yourself. All right. Now, for this certification we are talking about, the next cohort is actually happening on the 29th June 2026. That is next month, late like next month ending, right? 29th June 2026. Now, this is 12 week a 12-week course, right? And it's fully virtual. It's fully virtual. So you can actually access it from any part of the world. If you are joining us from Nigeria, if you're joining us from Zambia, whatever part of Africa you find yourself in, and even the world, you just have to, you can easily join in, register, sit in this meeting. And the good thing about it is that once we are done, we have the recorded sessions of these meetings available to you. You can go over it. If you have any questions, you have seasoned facilitators that are on the standby to make sure whatever you need you get them in terms of understanding this course. Now, hence the introduction, I think I've already spoken about this, the business data analytics certification. Now, the question is, who is this certification for? Most importantly, what does it mean to have this certification? And this is what it's saying. It's saying that if you have this certification, we globally recognize that you have the ability to carry out any data analytics initiative within any organization. You are able to carry out any data analytics initiative within the organization. What does it mean? It means you can help the organization make use or extract value from the data that you are working with, right? You are able to ensure that organizations are making decisions with the data, they are making informed decisions with the data, and most importantly, they are gaining competitive advantage with data. That is what you are telling the entire world, that you can help the industry, or most importantly, you can enhance the way we do our work here in the business space when we give you that opportunity. You can use data to enhance the way we perform our work here in the business space. So that is what it means to have the certification. Good. Now, what is the benefit that comes with the certification? One, you position yourself to earn high salary. So for those of us that would want to, upskill and move into the managerial positions, those spaces that you get to supervise how work is done. You want to move away from the operations to what we call the tactical space. Number one, you find out that as you are being promoted, it's coming with high-end salary. I always tell people that you are not paid in the job space for how long you've been there or how long you stay there. That is not the motivation for the payment you are receiving. The motivation is the value you actually add on to the organization. And most importantly, earning this certification, and we are going to talk about the philosophy behind the study here. You find out that it is actually one deep philosophy they have, because guess what? They know that you are actually in the class. So this is how they've turned or fixed the educational environment in that space. They make sure that whatever you are learning is real world problem. And it's, even though it looks like theory, it trains you on what the real world situation is like. So by the time you would be done, all right, it feels like you've been on the field and you've been practicing and utilizing a skill. So by the time you be done, you find out that you have actually increased, or you've actually, your potential to doing the job has actually increased by some level of percentage. All right. And this has some science to it. I'll explain to you whilst we actually move on. So most importantly, it actually earns you the right to, or the place to earn more salary. So this was a research that was done by the Global State of Business Analysis, all right, the Global State of Business Analysis. They recognized that most people that had this certification had the ability to increase their salary by 13%, other than those that are saying that they are data professionals without the certification. And this is actually out there. You can go research about it. It is one of the reasons this global certification is actually selling at the international space. Most importantly, is the global recognition it comes with. One, they are actually located around the whole world, right? This education is actually the headquarters is actually in Canada, and they have what we call branches, or what they call chapters around the world. So guess what? Once you actually incorporate yourself into this community, you get to network with people around the world, right? That is one of the major things it's doing, and because of that, it gives you that global recognition. Every every nation, or let's say every um, around the world, they are actually recognized. So when you find yourself in, let's say, in other countries physically, or you're trying to apply for jobs internationally, you find out that it's easy because those that are there know about this certification, right? They know the value people who actually have this certification bring on board. Is that okay? So that is one thing. That is one great thing about this certification. And the versatility that comes with. So you are able to perform any job role, any job role. You are able to perform any job role, and you are able to do it at your at, like, let me see, at the um best space or position. Whenever you're delivering on your role, you are able to do it best because you have this enhanced skill attached to whatever you are doing. Is that okay? And we've talked about in terms of career. So if you want to let's say land this high promotions, and most importantly high level roles, if you have the skill, you are able to um, and this level of let me say level of position, and more, most importantly, and more, right? And most importantly, you are able to um, get return on your investment. Of course, this certification is not free, right? You are going to pay some amount of money, and that is actually considered as a form of investment for you personally. It's actually considered as a form of investment, because guess what? If you invest into this, pay and actually write the exams, and actually earn your certification, it actually puts you in a space to earn more, right? Because of the value you are adding up, right? So guess what? I just want you to you can actually go online and just Google about this certification, and you'll see the kind of good testimonials that comes with the certification. Now, who should go for CBDA certification? Who should go for this CBDA certification, right? Simple. Anyone who wants to perform any form of analysis, all right, in terms of using data, anybody who is looking forward, let me put it this way, who is looking forward to using data, either personally or on, let's say, in the industry space. You want to enter into the data space, right? This certification is for you. Now, you and I know that where we are going, all right, where the space we are going, if you don't know how to use data, right, or if you don't know how to enhance your work with data, you are going to actually lack, right? You are going to, you are, organizations are going to move way forward than you. It's getting, it's getting to a space, actually a space, right, that if you don't know how to utilize data, when we are talking about people actually, uh, organizations, like innovating and all that, you find yourself lagging behind. So how do you enhance yourself? How do you upskill? How do you move on? This certification actually give you the opportunity to do that, right? There are some of us, we want to enter into business analysis. We want to become a business analyst. Once you take this certification, it actually makes you earning this, business analysis certification to very easy. Is that okay? Good. So let me just mention some professions that actually come with it. It's not actually subjected to just these ones. There are more. All right. But because of time, you're just going to mention some few. Like, you are already a data analyst. You want to enhance the way you work. This certification is good for you. You want to get into, you're a database analyst, data scientist, business intelligence analyst. You are into quantitative analysis, developers and programmers, system analysts, customer engagement, manager, data storyteller, marketing analyst, amongst many. Are like, if you are here and you are in the professions already and you want to utilize data, this certification is for you. All right. Now, what skill will you gain? Number one, they are actually training you in five major competencies. Let me see, let's say six, right? Let's give it six, right? The first five are what they call the domain knowledge, right? It enhances how you, um, uncover problems. All right. It enhances how you uncover problems and opportunities as a business. You know, one thing that keeps us going is our ability to locate issues, or let's say opportunities, and take advantage of them as a business. All right. Most importantly, and that is the identify research question part that allows you to be able to do that. It allows you to source effective data. And I'm saying, effective because sometimes the data sets that we generate that we want to use to, let's say, solve a problem does not get the job done. So here we are building you with a skill to effectively source that data. And the most important one that was like very good to me is the analyze data stage. They give you or enhance you with those skills to effectively analyze your data, those important approaches that needs to be recognized, observed, that needs to be taken to make sure that you are able to, you know, utilize the data or enhance, or most importantly, analyze it to gain deep, or let's say relevant insight. They make sure they enhance you with that skill. Most importantly is to interpret and report the results. Now, one research that was done, the research that was done was that most at times analytics is not able, we are not able to apply analytics within our businesses because people who are able to do the job do not communicate the insight effectively. Because data is becoming the life force of the business. If you do not communicate it effectively, people do not trust the insight, right? So how do we then make sure that the how the insight we generated, we can effectively interpret it and report it? So how do we go about that? We are able to walk you through or train you in this space so that after you have gone through the pain of analyzing the data, you are able to communicate it effectively and people understand what you mean to incorporate this insight into the way they make decisions. Most important, into the way they make decisions. And that is the last thing we are going to learn. How do you use the results to influence the way we make decisions? And the last most important thing, right, that is part of this skill, is that how do we as an organization strategize or put down a particular strategy to enhance the way we do analytics? How do we create the right or safe space to, build the capacity when it comes to data? So you see, we are not just moving, we are not just looking at tools here. No, we are looking at the way we think as a business. We enhance the way we think using data. We enhance the way we are making decisions using data. We enhance even the way we do our business using data. And that comes when you actually have gone through the proper framework to get the business or to get the best out of the data, to get the best out of the data. And that is what you are going to gain, the skills you are going to gain to apply this. Now, what are some of the career paths you can go into once you get certified? What are some of these career paths? Number one, you can become the head of analytics team in your business space. All right, the head of the analytics team in the business space. You can become that. You become a data strategy manager. Data strategy. So basically, if you are talking about data strategy, we are looking at how we can utilize the data, the strategy we are going to implement to use the data for our to our best advantage. How are we going to do that? All right. And analytics program lead. So for example, once I personally got certified, I had the opportunity to lead this analytics program, right? Because it comes with some level of, I was actually a data analyst then. Then once I got certified, I actually got that promotion to become a business data analyst at my workspace, right? And it comes with that advantage too as well. Those of us that want to get into the business analysis domain, this is the right certification for you. You become a reporting and insight analyst. You develop the specialty, that technical skill, that competency to effectively communicate what the data is saying. Because it's one thing to communicate the right thing and another thing to communicate the wrong thing. And we have that as a major lagging in the system, that organizations are trying to reach out to people who know how to effectively communicate insight from data, right? Who know how to effectively communicate from data. We have product and growth analysts. You have data strategy analysts. You have analytics consultants, business intelligence analysts, data analysts, and most importantly, you become a business data analyst. All right. That is one major advantage that comes with learning these analytics too. Now, what our training includes, how are we going to train you to build the skill? How do we train you to build the skill? Number one, to be able to write the exams, all right, or even pass the exams, you should have had 80 contact hours with an endorsed partner. When you go to the IIBA space, the rules are, if you've not had adequate training from a trusted partner, you can't take their exams. And that is what makes them very unique. That is why they are still at the top when it comes to defining the framework that allows analytics to go on. That is why they are on top. So you need to be to have registered with an endorsed partner. That is here, and that is Blossom Pro. We are actually an endorsed partner for IIBA, and we actually run the course or teach people, train people to take the exam to become a part of their community, right? To become a part of their community. So you have live instructor-led sessions. You have the learning management system. So there is a whole software developed for you that we are going to use to track your performance. We are going to use to even assess your availability to take the exams. You're going to use it to assess your availability to take the exams. Now, moving away from the exams, we are also going to use that same space to test the way you think when situations are on ground, like you have an issue, you have a problem. You're going to use that same space to test the way you're going to think around the problem, right? It's very important. We have mock simulation tests. And the great thing about these mock tests is that it goes beyond should I say, it goes beyond just objective tests. I think we have a cohort running, and we have a session where we do go through some of these questions. And one of the respondents, one of the participants was like, I don't understand, but it looks like this question you have to think. Yes, the reason why you would have to think through is because as a business or as a data analyst, 80% of your job is to think through the problem, think through the data, go through the data. It demands a level of thinking. And if you're a data analyst here, you can actually agree with me on that. That is not just about the tools. You need to think through what is the problem I'm trying to solve here. What opportunity am I trying to uncover here? Is this data the right data to give me the answer to that question? You find out that you are thinking through a lot. So one of the things we would give, the more questions we are going to throw your way, is going to enhance the way you think. If you see situations, how do you respond to these situations? And that is one advantage we are going to give. We are giving you, basically. You get to practice the domain. We are going to get into that. What are these domains they are talking about? We'll look at that shortly. And most importantly, we give you access to the recorded class. So once a class is done, maybe because of some situations you couldn't understand, so you want to go through again, guess what? The instructor is always available for your questions, most importantly, and you also have access to the recorded videos. All right. And we make sure we actually give you the 80 contact hours that is required by the IIBA institution for you to enroll the in that space. Good. Now you've been hearing about IIBA. Let's talk a little bit about them. Why they are actually seen as one of the most best, in fact, the best certification body in the world. Why they are seen as one of the best certification bodies in the world. IIBA actually stands for International Institute of Business Analysis. Their major job is to bring together people who understand what it means to be innovative in a business, people who are consistently identifying needs, recommending solutions, and most importantly, delivering certain form of recommendation that will bring value to the stakeholder. They are bringing value to the business. They are bringing value to the customers. They are bringing value to whoever they are supposed to produce services to or give services to. They are bringing value to them. So what is the whole essence for this program? Their goal is that, listen, we need to come up with a strategy. We need to come up with a strategy where people can effectively use data to make effective decisions, where people can use data to make effective decisions. And that is one reason why they rolled out the CBDA program. Now, what do? Right? They provide the world standard practice and knowledge and skills when it comes to data analytics, business data analytics. They have a world standard practice. They call it a practice because they believe that there is a good way to, or let's say a step-by-step approach that has been proven to be very valuable, that is giving people the advantage whenever they are using data. Is giving people advantage whenever they are using data, right? And their practice is actually seen as one of the best practice in the world when you want to use data. All right. They have over 3,000 members, over 30,000 members across the world, over 30,000 members, and they have 120 chapters globally. So what we call, let's say, branches, right? So one thing they do is that once they infiltrate a space and they find out that people are building, they're understanding, they're utilizing it, they are actually applying the skills, they create a chapter there, right? So one of our main vision as Blossom Pro here in Ghana is to create a chapter our own self, right? And the whole idea is that we are actually creating or bringing together people, training them in the processes and helping them to apply this knowledge or wisdom in their they in their day-to-day activities in their business space, they are doing all that. All right. This is to enhance the way we do our job as business data analysts. And I've already spoken about this, that they are globally recognized. Whatever state they find themselves, whatever state you find yourself, once you are holding that certification, people actually hold you in high esteem. People actually hold you in high esteem because of the IIBA certification itself. Now, what is the right? So one, the it's multiple choice question. All right. It's multiple choice question and 100% scenario based questions. Scenario based questions. And these scenario based questions are questions that are implemented by people who are already working in the space, people who are professionally business data analysts. They've been in the space for long. And this is what makes them unique, because at the end, people that are creating the materials, people that are setting the questions are people that are in the working field. They've been working on this for over, let's say, 10 years. They have had that experience, and they are utilizing that experience to set these questions, right? So they are, first of all, very authentic. Number two, they the the questions, or let's say the um, training they are providing, let me put it that way, the training they are providing is 100% based on experience. So one thing you are going to do once you enroll in this course is that whenever we are done with any domain or any module, we have a real business situation you would actually analyze, situations that happened and how they utilize these practice to solve the problem. And it kind of enriches the way you think as a business data analyst. That is why I actually go for them, because of this, the way they are actually teaching and building people in the space with this real world scenarios. So you don't get to just think about or imagine things that do not exist. No, no, you are working on real life problems, real life issues, histories, things that happened, and how they were able to utilize it. The exam is just 2 hours. It's 2 hours. You are going to sit in one sitting and actually do the entire thing. And we are going to personally train you, create like the same exam space environment, walk you through how to go about it. And most importantly, we are going to give you questions that simulate the kind of questions they will give you. And this is it. You can't find their questions anywhere. You can't find their questions anywhere. It takes people, or it takes someone who is actually certified and has sat for those exams to understand how they place their questions and how it makes you think. Right. Once we are done, I'm going to test us on some small questions. I'm just going to put it once we are done with the presentation, and I'm going to take and see how we can answer these questions. And that is an example of how they actually build their questions. And you will see for yourself once we go into it. All right. I have actually spoken about how if you have any question, please do send them in the comment section, and I will gladly answer them as we go along. Right. So this is where the questions are going to come from. Now, because they said that they were going to enhance you with these skills, the questions are going to come from this particular skills they are enhancing you with. So they are going to ask you questions surrounding how to identify a research question, right? They are going to ask you questions surrounding that. They are going to ask you questions around sourcing data, how to source data. They are going to ask you questions on that. They are going to ask you how to analyze, interpret, and report results. So their questions is not something outside what they are teaching you. It's just to test if you have adequately understood the whole process. You've understood the whole knowledge area. They want to understand. So basically, that is what they are going to test you on. Good. Now, they are actually what we call vendor neutral. So there is no particular tool, or better still, no particular institution are, aside from IIBA, actually have rights to the certification, but they would only allow you to take the exams if you've actually gone through the training process with an endorsed partner. All right. Their major focus is on business analytics. So let me explain what we mean by business analytics, right? So let's say if you're a business analyst, your major goal is to enable change within the organization. All right, you are to enable change. How do you do that? By number one, um, recommending solutions and identifying particular needs. If you need to identify the need, most importantly, and recommend solutions that will bring value to the stakeholders. Basically, that is what a business data analyst is. But when we are recommending these solutions, is that okay? And identifying a particular need, we need data to support what we are saying is the solution. We need evidence to prove that what we are saying is the solution is actually the solution. So how do we enhance data to make sure that whatever we are recommending is actually a solution, right? And that is what the whole breadth is about. Now, there are questions. One, their question is not going to be based on any analytical tool because their whole um, understanding or their whole thing that they are trying to educate you on is the process involved, the initiative involved, right? That is what they are looking at. They are looking at building your capacity in how to get the job done rather than how to utilize the tools. Is that okay? So we are not looking at any tools or questions and all that. But as part of the program, one thing we do, or one thing we are going to do, is that in term when we get to the analysis stage, we would actually help you maybe demonstrate utilizing tools for you to understand some of these tools and how it's utilized to accomplish some of these tasks. We are going to walk you through that. Is that okay? Good. Now, what are the benefits of becoming or an IIBA member, or better still, enrolling in this program and passing the exams? Number one, they give you access to their online libraries, and it have over 11,000 resources that you can read and better yourself, right? You have access to member exclusive webinars. So personally, because I am a member, I usually get um, exclusive webinars, and this is for people who have actually who are members and have better still maybe written the exams. Their community is like protected. Once you get access to the community, you get access to very important information. Just recently, I joined one of their webinars on strategy, and they actually called one resource personnel from a very high industry, and she's kind of applying the business data analytics there. And they talked about strategy. I thought I knew strategy until I heard the woman actually speak out of experience. So you get to have connections with people like that. They actually mentor you through your careers and everything. So you are not like alone. It's not like you've written the certification and they just leave you, or they just want your money. So they just took your money, you enrolled in the course, you went through the training, you wrote the exams, and now they've left you. No, they would consistently be sending you invites to join their webinars. And maybe sometime if you want to join them on their in their conferences, just last week or last 2 weeks, they actually had a conference in in Canada. In Canada, they had a conference in Canada. So if you want to maybe one day join them in these conferences, if you are a member and you've actually certified with them, one good thing is that they send you these packages, and once you are able to pay, they take care of your coming and everything, so that you can become a part of them during those plays. So those of us that are looking forward to maybe meeting them internationally or just meeting them face to face when they're having this conference, once you become a member, they kind of send you this exclusive invitation to be a part of them. All right. And this is just passing your exams. All right. Passing your exams. and also registering as a member. And we are going to explain or break this down in the next spaces too. So let's move away and let's come to us. So for us to provide you with the services you need, to provide you with the services you need, right? First, you need to show commitment. You need to book your seat. As I'm speaking to you, our ongoing cohort, they had to book their seats way before because the kind of demand that would come is very high. And we are, because we tend to produce quality, right? We are not just looking at just, no, no, we want to produce quality. So we actually encourage our members to make their deposits, like to secure their seats the um, before the cohort actually begins. And you can do that now. And it's going for Ghana cedis and 150 Ghana cedis. You just pay 150 Ghana cedis and you secure your seat. Then the actual cost fee is 4,850 Ghana cedis. Do not worry if you can't pay everything at once, right? If you can't pay anything at once, the very first thing or the very first target is to make sure you secure your seat. That comes with 150 Ghana cedis. You secure your seat with 150 Ghana cedis, and the cost fee is actually 4,850 Ghana cedis. But there is a payment plan to it. If you can't get everything at a go, or you can't, better still, let's say, pay for everything at a go, we have a payment structure for you. All right. So you first have to make a 50% deposit. You make a 50% deposit of the entire 4,850 Ghana cedis. Then the remaining or the remaining number of weeks, we actually spread the rest across for you. We look at your strength and you take your time and you pay it in bits till you finish the course. All right. And once you make the 50% deposit, you have access to all the materials you need. You have access to the instructor. You have access to those most importantly, those simulation tests you need to wrap your hands on. You have access to it. You get access to the classroom. You get access to all the recorded sessions we'll be having, recorded sessions you'll be having, right? You get access to all of them. And most importantly, you get to be enrolled in the class, all right? Which is actually starting off on 29th June. 29th June. And this is just next month, right? You can do that quickly. All right. Now, this course is fully virtual. This course is fully virtual. And we are actually running it on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But it's actually we would once you register, we would actually talk more about this class schedule and everything for you. All right. Most importantly, we want to maybe serve you better. We want to serve you right and well. So we just take your opinion actually matters during the duration of this course. So don't worry. Once you make your 50% deposit, or most importantly, once you secure your seat and make your 50% deposit before the class starts, we are able to incorporate you into the process, onboard you onto the platforms, and you are able to see how best to make use of this, right? Good. Now let's talk about the CBDA exams itself, right? The CBDA exams itself. So the tuition that we just offered you, that is how much it takes for us to get you access to all the materials you need to build you and get you ready to sit for the exams, right? So when it comes to IIBA itself, all right, the money you'll be paying is not to us. You're actually paying it to IIBA, all right. Number one, to sit for the exams, they want you to become a member. And it comes with a lot of, let me say, opportunities. And whenever you are ready, we are also on standby to help you register and become a member. So to become a member, especially for those in the African region, if you are a student, you pay $40. If you are a student, you pay $40 to them. Or if you're a working professional, you pay $60 to them. And if you pay or you're a member, when you're taking the exams is $250 to take the exams. You pay $250 to take the exams. And on very this is actually very unlikely to happen because of the structures we've put in place. It's unlikely, but at least they still demand we communicate this to you that in any situation where you have to retake the exams, in other words, you actually failed and you want to take the exams, they would it is $195, $195, and this package is for only members. Those that are members get this package, but it's highly unlikely for for you to actually fail the exams because of the kind of training we would be giving you and the resources we'll be making available to you. All right. But for those of us that wouldn't be members and we would want to take the exams, it is $405 to take the exams. Is that okay? $405 to take the exams. And if you fail, it is $350. So what we go for is that we actually push to make you a member because the amount of money you're paying when you're not a member is more than when you are a member. Even if you are adding the membership fee to it plus um, the exam fee. If you add it, you are getting like somewhere around $310. But if you're not a member, the actual amount itself, it supersedes that. All right. And that is one of the things we build, should I say, we actually make sure you actually enjoy to become a member. We allow you, we help you to register as a member, most important. Good. I've already spoken about the individual membership fee and the student's fee too as well, and the student fee too as well. All right. Again, I will take if you have any questions whatsoever, you can send it to the WhatsApp number I mentioned, or better still put it in the comment section. All right. So this brings us to the end of our presentation. We are going to open the floor for any questions you may have or any clarity you may need concerning this, and we will be happy to answer them. Thank you. So you can show by hands. We will take your questions now. If you have any question, we will take your questions now. Yes, Felix.
All right. Thank you so much for your wonderful presentation. Please, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are.
So, per what you have indicated, or your submissions are very clear enough. The concern for non-members, as indicated, is the amount of money involved. That is
Yes,
quite,
sir.
let me say, in some institutions, like half or almost an admission fee to enter university.
Yeah.
And looking at the number of times that you are going to take the course in a week and the duration. Is there a
Yes, sir.
possibility where maybe there could be some discount to this amount, especially, actually people are interested. I myself am interested. I've been contacted by Danielle a couple of times, but the fund involved becomes like a challenge, especially I, for one, I'm still in school and trying to maneuver my way out. So I think that has been the kind of concern. So I don't know if there is anything that maybe even if not now, but subsequently, there could be something done about the 5,000. That includes the registration fee and then the course fee. I think it would be nice. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Alex, we try as much as possible to actually break this cost down. Most of the times we actually try to do that. But the issue is the resources that we are using to teach this course. For one material, if you're actually getting it from them, one material could cost you like $45, basically, right? $45 just for one material. And most of the time, some of these costs, we try to invite them so that we can give you the opportunity to do. That is why we have, should I say, a flexible payment system for you. So if the 5,000 at a go is too difficult to pay everything at a go, we actually break it down for you. All right. You just make your first 50% deposit, then we take our time to help you to spread the rest across so that you can be paying it bit by bit, if that's okay. Yeah, Prince, please go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Please, I want to know if it is fully virtual or it is hybrid session.
Yes, so it's fully virtual. It's fully virtual. So we are doing it online for everyone. So it doesn't matter your location, you can actually enroll in the course. That is one great advantage about it. Yeah. Kevin, yes, this program is for beginners. If you're a beginner and you don't know anything about data, this program is for you. If you are also advanced, this program is for you. And you can learn a lot. All right. For those of us that want to get into the advanced space of data analytics, all right, you can actually do that. Oh, okay. You can't raise them. Okay, then Gideon, you can unmute and speak. You can unmute and speak now, if that's going to be a problem. Yes, go ahead, Gideon. You can unmute and speak.
Good evening.
Good evening, Gideon.
I hope I'm audible.
Yes, sir, you're audible.
I joined the group late, the meeting.
Yes, sir.
So I'm a person who pursued AI and machine learning.
Okay.
How best would would it be a best idea to proceed with this course?
Okay, good. So, one thing about this course is that it's going to teach you how to enhance your skill when you're utilizing these AI and machine learning. We are not looking at anything AI or machine learning with this course, but it's actually digress on the step-by-step approach for people who want to even go into machine learning and enhance their skill in machine learning, how they are going to actually get, should I say, make better advantage of the knowledge, right? Of how to utilize AI or let's say most importantly, machine learning to make decisions or better still to create perfect and effective models. So there is a part of the course that says analyze data. And that part it teaches you how you would even select the best model, predictive model to answer a particular question in any situation. So here we are not actually teaching you this machine learning, but it becomes a foundation, a best foundation for you to build your AI and machine learning skills on, right? So that you don't just become the tool oriented, but most importantly, you are able to utilize that tool you are looking at to solve a problem. Please,
Then,
do you get me?
then
Gideon, does
another
that make
thing,
sense?
when we are doing this data analysis, shall we be using the tools like the Power BI, Tableau, or basically we shall be using Python?
All right. So because it's not tool oriented, the only tool we will use, especially when we are demonstrating analysis, we are actually in the analysis domain and we are trying to learn, will be Power BI. Power BI will become a tool and all that. But once you enroll into the program, you will realize that we are actually not um, learning about the tools. We are actually learning about the approaches to utilize the tool. Because data analytics is actually a broad thing. it goes beyond just the tools. The tools is just a subset of it, right? So we are learning the broader aspect of it, the whole approach of it. But when we get to the analysis stage, we would incorporate the Power BI and teach you how to utilize the Power BI bit by bit. But we don't actually focus on the tools. If that is okay, Gideon.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yes, sir, you're welcome. Yeah. Please, any other questions? Do we have any questions? We can take more. I can see that some people are asking questions and the marketers are actually answering you. Yes, that is very true. So one good thing about this course is even though it's instructor led, life led, and all that, we've also situated it in a way that it can be made self-paced because of the recorded sessions we have. The recorded sessions we have. So if you miss out on any class, you can just go back to the recorded session or the LMS. You can be reading through, going through the slides and everything. If you don't understand anything, you find the number of that instructor. You reach out to that instructor. The instructor is always available to help you or assist you. Is that okay? George, I hope that makes sense.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, hello, Prince. Please go ahead.
Please, someone is asking a question, Stephanie Quay. She's asking, what about jobs? Are there any organizations you partner with that can employ your students after the program?
Okay, so let me explain it from this point, right? So one, you get to be a part of the community that exposes you to a lot of jobs that are in dying need of the skill you are looking at. That is the IIBA. You get to be a part of their LinkedIn family, and most importantly, they send you um, job opportunities in the form of emails and all that because you're a part of them. All right. We actually help you register to become a part of them. So you get to have the opportunity as a business data analyst to earn these roles, right? We will not directly, let's say, give you the job, but we will put you in a position that you get a lot of in-demand job for your skill. Stephanie, does that make sense? Please, do you understand me? Yeah, we put you in a space where you can be getting this job offers based on the certification you've actually gotten. Stephanie, do you get me? All right, good. Stephanie, you're welcome. Please, any more questions? Anyone? I think our time is far spent. We are 6 minutes over. Thank you so much for joining. Please do remember we have WhatsApp lines. As I shared with you, you can always reach out to us. All right, and we are more than able to receive whatsoever questions you may have, if that's okay. All right. Thank you so much for joining this session. And if you have any questions, please, we'll be ready to receive that. Let's have a wonderful evening. I know that our marketers will be also reaching out to you. If you have any further clarification, they are going to make it available to you. Thank you so much. Let's have a wonderful evening.